Hi guys, this is Fawkes1989 back again with another episode of Fawkes Plays Monster Hunter Troy Ultimate. So if you remember the last one, we got all of our 1-star quests done except for one of them. Now there was a reason I was leaving that one for the last. Guts, it's what's for dinner. It's because this one here we get to do with a surprise guest, I should say. And it's not like I was avoiding doing it because it's a hard quest. It's not. I just, wanted to leave it to last for, gets and chiggles. Shock value of it. So what we need here is monster guts. We can gather monster guts from Delix and Epioth. Unfortunately, as Delix are desert dwellers, we're obviously not going to find them here. So our next target is are the Epioth. Which, if you recall, back in, I think it's episode 2, I had said were the kind of sea-dwelling herbivores. Like that guy right there. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the load draw. If you push R, X, and A at the same time, you will pull out your weapon and reload at the same time. For things such as great swords or sword and shield, you will draw directly into a guard stance. Same with lances. With dual swords, you will draw directly into a demonized mode. Long swords, you will draw directly into a spirit combo. Plenty of different things you can do. Fortunately, I think there's only the one Epioth down here, and he has very little chance of actually dropping monster guts, due to the fact that they are ushering you to go to Area 11. Let's just reload. The reason to why they were ushering me to Area 11 is our surprise guest is waiting there for us. So here we go. Treat to a little cutscene here. A couple Epioth just swing along, and oh crap, what's that? It's a Legia cruise. There's the Beast of Burden itself. Our target, the one we were hired to kill. Unfortunately, there's no way we are strong enough to take it on right now. And although I say that from a story point of view, although I don't really have the equipment taken on myself at the moment, it is possible to actually fight it here. However, it is coded to be invulnerable in a specific sense. It cannot be killed in this quest. It can be wounded. You can chop off its tail and break its horns and its claws and its chest, but you will not bring it to a point where it's capturable or killable. So we're going to go back out, as I already have, obviously, to Area 10 and start killing more Epioth. As the whole point of this quest is to exactly gather monster guts. We're going to keep an eye on that area on the entrance to Area 11, as there is still a possibility that the Legiacrus will follow me here. Oh, is that our third monster gut? Yes, it is. So let's get my last card from this guy in GTFO. There's no sense on losing any of my already short, already small quest reward, simply because I was stupid and ended up dying up against the Legiacrus. See, every time you die, you have to pay the felines a fee for carting your dead behind back to camp. So you lose 1/3 of your overall reward every time you faint, and after your third reward, or after your third faint, your reward becomes 0 and you fail the quest. You know, seeing that headband around like the goggles or whatever that my character's wearing makes it look like I have one of those like monk haircuts where I like shave the top of my head but like not the outsides of it. But it's not, it's just the actual headband from the goggles. And we're going to deliver our monster guts, complete the quest. Go ahead and take a seat on the bed here. Quest complete. And with that, we will unlock our first urgent, which is a very simple one. Just go hunt a couple of Ludroths. I think we have to hunt 5 of them. Pardon me. 3 Wilvon will appear right when we enter Area 11. And the last 2 will have, or Area 10, sorry. And the last 2 we'll have to find in the water. Now that is, I believe, called a ship called the Captain.
Aye. Aye.
So basically, our fleet is now starting to be back in order. So we can dispatch the ship Captain to either Moga Coast or Dark Waters. Moga Coast will bring in fish, and Dark Waters is a treasure hunting. So fishing, treasure hunting, and sometimes there's a third option which appears at random, which is monster hunting, which will allow the fishermen to go out and hunt some seafaring monsters and bring you back, you know, gobble parts, leggy cruise parts, Ludroth parts, you know, things like that. Now, there's not much we need for fish right now, so I'm going to send him to Dark Waters. The power paddle will shorten the voyage by 1 day. So if you notice away, if I take that off, it says days away 2D. And if I put on, it says days away 1D. I'm gonna hit OK. Now, normally in the original try, a day would be two quests. As after your first quest, it would then become night. And then after that quest, it would then become day. Now they changed the day-night cycle here, where hunting during the day is low rank and hunting during the night is high rank. So new shroom box. Need to pay some resources. There you go. Have some resources. There's no more villager requests right now, so we're not going to worry about that. But I am going to go up to collect on my collect from my mushroom house that we collected, or my mushroom box that we had left that blue mushroom to grow when we went to the port. I actually forgot about that. Check drop box. So you normally get worms as well. They're practically useless, so I'm not going to take them. And this time I'm going to start growing some herbs, because herbs can be used to make potions. I'm going to set them in for 3 cycles. Now, how a cycle works is 1 cycle goes past every time you do a quest. Now that means you need to do 10 quests to turn 10 cycles. So if you notice, Guild Sweetheart has something to say. And that's that we now have our first urgent quest, which is, like I said, to hunt some Ludroths. This is a nice simple quest. Let's go ahead and load up some pellet shots. Good old trusty pellets. I'm going to stop by the box here and fill up some more on pellets. Now this is what it's called a mini oxy supply. Some hunters, including one of my best friends, call it guild-approved oxygen, which I find is kind of cute. Basically, it is an oxygen supply that you can ingest while underwater to refill your oxygen meter. Now there's mini oxy supplies and then there's oxy supplies. The only difference between the two being one is a supply item provided by the guild and the other is not. So mini oxy supplies are available in the blue chest, but you cannot keep them after the quest, they are returned. Whereas oxy supplies you buy from, you can actually make them by combining bomb casings with, I think it's airweed. I think it makes an air filter actually. Or you can simply just buy them from the gal with the goods, or Brent Go-To, or the guild shop when you're online. And then these will stay with you after the quest. Whew. So as you can see, we have 3 Ludroth just chilling out on the beach here until they see me and decide I might be a tasty treat. And I then pump them full of pellets. Now if you notice there's a small water droplet at the end of my little name tag there, that's because I'm currently inflicted with water blight. Oh, it just disappeared. Now there is 5 different blights in the game. Water blight, thunder blight, ice blight, fire blight, and dragon blight. And basically how it works is they all have different effects and severities. So water blight, what it does is it reduces the recovery speed of my stamina, because my clothes is now wet and sluggish and heavy. Makes me move a little slower. Fire blight, of course, means you are on fire, which hurts, so it drains your health over time. Now it will go out eventually, or you can simply roll, stop, drop, and roll multiple times to put it out. Thunder blight is, it can be devastating depending, but if you're really good at not getting hit, then not so much. Basically, it just increases the chance that each particular hit will stun you, and also allows you to be stunned with only a single hit rather than multiple. Now, Ice Blight, on the other hand, is very similar to Water Blight. Basically, your armor has become frozen stiff, making it very hard to move, forcing you to expend more energy to move. Meaning that any action that would require stamina now takes double stamina. Receiving Water Blight and Ice Blight at the same time is absolutely devastating, as it not only halves your recovery but also doubles your usage. Dragon Blight is the last one. It was actually removed in the PSP game, Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, which is the last handheld to be released before Monster Hunter Tri-G. And it has since come back in this one, but it's changed. In the original Tri, what the Dragon Blight would do is reduce your affinity. Affinity is essentially critical hit chance. And it kind of made it was pretty crappy, because if you didn't have affinity to take away from, it simply just gave you negative affinity. Meaning a lot of people were striking for half damage regardless of what they were doing, because they were suddenly given like a negative 50% affinity. Why is this not finished yet? There we go. Anyways, then they removed the blight completely in Portable 3rd. People go, hey, we didn't like it, but that didn't mean take it out. So they brought back Dragon Blight in this one, but they changed it. So instead of actually reducing your affinity and making like every hit you do have minus 50% damage, they've instead hey, look, the Argosy. They've instead decided to have it reduce any secondary effects of your weapon. So for example, if your weapon was designed to inflict sleep, it no longer will for the duration of the blight. If you have an elemental damage dealing weapon, so a weapon that does say 300 raw and 150 thunder, it will no longer do the thunder damage and will only do the raw. So this is the iterant cook. He was hired by the Argosy captain to be the cook on the Argosy. However, he never found his sea lapaz and kind of gets sick, so he decides to stay in the village on this giant floating raft of a village, which frankly I don't think would be much different, but your call.
Whoa.
This is the Argosy captain. He is a Wyvernian human hybrid. Basically his mother or father was a Wyvernian and a human, and he is a trader. So basically you can trade things with him. So you select something you want. So let's say thunderbugs are always nice to have. Let's do a thunderbug. So as you can see, where it says the Argosy captain, or captain actually, his bar has gone up by the amount of the thunderbug. Now he believes in fair trade, so we have to trade him an equivalent amount or more. Only then does it say trade okay. So you hit complete trade, you lose the commodities you've wagered, you gain the ones that you asked him to give you. Now rare trades are a little harder, and I can't really demonstrate because I don't have any rare commodities right now. Rare commodities are gotten through free hunting large monsters. For example, free hunting a Wraithian will give you a chance of receiving a Queen Spirit when you turn in your hunt report. Queen Spirit is a 3-star rare commodity, or at least it used to be in Try. So as you can see, the rare commodities have star levels, and you can only trade 1 for 1. So you can only choose one of these objects. So if you choose a 3-star item, you don't get 3-star item. You don't get 3 1-star items out of it. You get one item, whether it be a 1, 2, or 3-star. So that's how that works. And then requesting stopovers. Now there's different realms he can visit. The Farmer realm, the Hunter realm, and the Wyvernian hub. And you can choose him to actually go to them or not. And if you choose, for example, him to visit none, then he won't go to any of them, but he'll have a lot less things. So basically, if he doesn't go to that particular place, he won't come back with any goods available from there. And the voyage age basically is you can give him a power paddle or something to help increase the duration of his journey. Now, there is a benefit to having him in town. So he's in town for 4 days, as you saw. And whenever the Argosy is in town, due to a fresh influx of stock, the gal with the goods has her items on sale, indicated by the red triangle beside them. So you can buy things for cheaper. As if you notice, she also has more stock available because, as I said, the Argosy captain brought in some fresh stock. So a couple things I can now buy. I don't think I had barrel bombs before. I can now purchase pellet 2. I'm going to load up all my pellets. I'm going to equip my pellet 2s. Cluster shots I can carry. Cluster shots are basically they're a lot like Crag shots, except once the bullet lodges into the monster, it then explodes, leaving 3 separate small, well, I think it's 2 at first, smaller bomblings, which then blow up when they land. I think it's upwards of, I think it's 2, 3, and 4, or else 3, 4, and 5 bomblings. Sub shots. Now he has recovery shots, poison shots, para shots, sleep shots, and paint shots. Now, although I could equip them, the only thing that would actually be really any benefit is poison, because it'll inflict extra damage. Para would be virtually useless right now, due to the fact that by the time I get a para off and then switch off to a more harmful type of ammo, the monster will probably already have worn off the paralysis, but it's great for when you're online, because if you have like 3, Blade Master or something, you can pair the monster and then they can just wail on him for like the 10 seconds he's paralyzed. Sleep, on the other hand, is more useful, especially when you're fighting alone, because when you're fighting in groups, the second a monster gets hit while he's asleep, he'll wake up. However, that first hit that wakes him up also deals triple damage. So, with multiple people around, the chance of him being woken up early by a weaker attack are much higher. But if you're by yourself, put him to sleep, stick some barrel bombs beside his head, and then set the barrel bombs off, and that will inflict massive amounts of damage to a monster. Anyways, our ghosty captain wants to talk again. He talks to you about Neko. Just say you do know you can go to the port, right? And he wants to talk to me again. Come on. There you go. Now he's talking about the entrant cook, and he'll give you a voucher. And he wants to talk to him. He's going to tell you about the Argosy captain, how he used to be an old friend of the village chief. He used to go around and they used to hunt together and do all sorts of badass things together. Where's my weapon sticks? Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, what's our time? Oh, we're at 21 minutes. Okay, well, I'm going to call this an episode. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. This is Fawkes1989.